everyone, Wizard Journey here, and today I'm going to show you how I made these anime-esque masks. Not all of them are, so I basically made this video because a lot of people have to wear masks now. At least in LA County, it's mandatory now. So I thought, why not make some custom anime masks so that you guys can all stay safe, and it was really fun for me to make these, so I enjoyed making them too. So basically, you want to get an old t-shirt or any type of fabric that is 100% cotton, and I just got an old shirt that I was gonna make into a t-shirt quilt. I still kept the front design for it, but the back of the shirt I just basically used for the fabric for the mask. And basically next I just traced the pattern of the mask that I found online, and my mom actually altered it, so I'll have the altered mask pattern in the description below in the Google Doc, I think. I still have to see what I'm going to do and how I'm gonna link it for you guys, but yeah, so basically I just cut it out. I folded the fabric in half so I would get two of the same halves, and then I did the same with the inner facing. I just folded it in half and then just cut out the inner facing for the mask. And then next I laid the inner facing down and put the little bumps, I put them up top facing the ceiling, and then I placed the 100 cotton fabric up top and ironed it on setting for cotton. Just be aware that you should not use steam with this setting. And then I just trimmed all the pieces so that every single piece of the cotton fabric was covered with the inner facing and that no inner facing was standing out. Covering the entire cotton is more for the filtration, but cutting out off the inner facing that is standing out is just for it to look pretty. And then I just took the front part of the mask, which has the longer flap, and I sewed the front face of it. And then I took the back piece and sewed that, or the inside of the mask, and sewed that together, which doesn't have the longer extension. Tiny little slits into the side so that where I sewed, so that it would bend more easy. Next I sewed together the front and the back part, and as you can see, one part is longer than the other, but that's intentional because we need to put the rubber band inside. Now I got a pipe cleaner, and it's best if you fold it in half and then twist it together. We're gonna attach the pipe cleaner with hand stitches along the edge that you left for seam allowance. And then take the mask and flip it right side out. And then for added security, I added another stitch all the way around the outside of the mask. And this is just so if you wash the mask that the fabric doesn't really move around that much. Now to add the band inside, the elastic band. So I folded this part over the longer part of the mask, and just took a straight stitch down, making sure that I did not sew the elastic band to this part. And then I brought the elastic band over to the other side, making sure that it was not twisted, and I did the same thing. Now I just laid the elastic band on top of each other and used the zigzag stitch on both sides, so I did this twice to secure the elastic band. And then I just moved the elastic band inside so that you can see where I sewed it. And now this is the part where we're going to color our mask, and I just wanted to say, do not do what I did at first and cover the entire mask in acrylic paint, because this made it really difficult to breathe. So the first mask that I did was a Nezuko inspired mask. Basically for this, I drew out the pattern for her skirt. This was actually harder than I thought it was gonna be, but I stuck through it. And then I took some lavender acrylic paint and covered the lines. And I used a fabric marker before to in the design, or trace out the design, and it's water soluble, so once I added water it was all gone. And this is how the Nezuko inspired mask turned out. Overall, I like the design, but then the other side of it kind of turned out wonky, so I would probably remake it if I had the chance. The next mask that I made was a Tokyo Ghoul one. My sister likes the series, so I thought, why not make a mask for her? So I traced out the designs with the fabric markers again that are water soluble, and then I grabbed some acrylic paint and painted up top. All the acrylic paint have an added fabric solution to it so that it doesn't crack as easy when you wash it often. And so here I'm just adding the zipper that was on the design that I saw. I really don't know a lot about Tokyo Ghoul. I haven't really seen it because it was too gory for me, I guess. And so that's why I just looked at the design and then made it for my sister, since she likes this series a lot. And then I added some shading. Finally, I added lines separating the teeth and along the zipper. And this is how it turned out. The next mask I'm going to do is a Tokyo Machine mask. I really like his songs, and so my brother and I wanted to have masks like he has. So I just got a regular mask, did the zigzag. I counted how many zigzags he had, and I think it was 5 if I remember correctly, and so I just added white acrylic paint and made the zigzag. This was really simple to make, and I really like how it turned out. The next mask that I'm doing is a Deku inspired mask, and if you look at his hero costume, you can see that he has this mask on him, and so I thought, why not make that? So basically I drew these lines out, and then in the back there was like the beginning of a black part for his mask, and then I added black circles for the little holes in the front, and then I did black outlines around the gray lines that I drew earlier to make it stand out, and this is how it turned out. Next I had to do a Shoto Todoroki one because I'm obsessed with him, so of course I had to make a fire and ice one. So one side had the ice, a snowflake on it, and the other one had a fire on it, a flame. And so I drew that out with the markers again, the fabric water soluble markers. And then I went in with acrylic paint, blending together the colors really, really well. And then for the snowflake side, I took an ice blue and just colored in the parts that I wanted to have colored in for the snowflake. And then once I was done drawing the main snowflake, I dabbed around some blue and white acrylic paint for it to seem kind of frosty. And that's it. So those are all the anime inspired masks that I did for this video. You can for sure do many more designs. There's so many designs out there that you could make. I was thinking about making a JoJo one with the mask, but I didn't have time to do that. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Give it a like. Let me know what kind of other videos you want to see, and I hope you guys all stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.